I'm Joy Rochelle. I'm an attraction empowerment coach for men, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to this live. If you can hear me, drop a one in the comments if you're coming in live. If you decide to watch the replay or share this with someone in your life, thank you for being here, the people on the replay. I'm so grateful. A lot of people have been watching the lives after they film live, and I'm just so grateful to see men coming in here to learn, to engage in the conversation. And surprisingly, women do follow my channel as well. So this one is kind of more for you ladies, and I want men to come in on this conversation as well, because I think it's important for us to learn how to communicate with each other based on our primary needs as far as love and acceptance, etc., etc. And so let's begin. First, I want to have you drop in, just get comfortable, sit in your seat. We won't be here this long. This will be a quick, short little live and learning for you. But I want you to get comfortable in your seat wherever you are and see if you can close your eyes for a moment and just start to tap into how you feel internally right now. I want you to take a deep breath in, and when you breathe in, I want you to expand your belly. We also don't know how to breathe correctly. So you can put your hands on your belly or your heart, and as you deeply inhale, I want you to let your belly fill up with air like a balloon, and your hands should be coming back towards me, towards the screen. Keep your mouth closed. Exhale, press the navel back towards the spine. 2 more times. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, release. Welcome whoever's here. I see someone's here. Inhale, expand the belly towards me. Exhale. And I'm going to start, and you can continue to deep breathe. The reason why I did this first to start our conversation is together is because I want to calm your nervous system. And when we breathe deeply, it helps to not only bring the nervous system into homeostasis, into more of a balanced place, but it can also help you drop into the present moment, right? The breath is like an anchor to get you to pay attention to what's happening now, to get you to release yourself from distractions and be completely focused here with me. And so I hope that helps you. I've learned to do that a lot with my past and present male clients, and I know that it has helped them so much, because the men out there, you're always working and providing, protecting, and serving, and so you can always be on the go, really having that hollow breath kick in and not allowing yourself to drop into a deep breath. So now that we've got that out the way, let's start. So two great books I highly recommend, which I teach a lot from, is one of my favorite books. Actually, this book was recommended to me by a lot of men before I read it. It's called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. If you see on my channel, I've done a few like shorts from this book. And then also, you can't see this cover because I actually got this book for free and I love it. It's like vintage. But it's Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus by John Gary. It's a PhD. This is an old school book. Like, it's a known classic, epic book about relationships. And I've learned so much from both of those books, and have put stuff into practice in relationship and in dating for me. And I know regurgitating some of the things that I've learned through these books and through my experience, I love to bring it here and let you know what's working, what has worked, especially if you haven't heard about these two authors. So something to look up, The 5 Love Languages. You can actually take a quiz online if you don't want to read the book. I know everybody doesn't like to physically read books, so you can probably catch both of those books on like an Audible where you can listen to it. But The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, you can take a quiz and learn your love language right away. And the reason why I brought up these two books, because both of these men make very two distinct teachings of the same theme around communication and how we communicate to the people we're in relationships, especially romantic relationships with, and how it's important to learn how to communicate with them through their love language or through their primary love need so that it can land for them. Because we often get into dating and relationships and we want to communicate with people the way we desire to be communicated with, the way we want to be loved and accepted, and that doesn't always work. And I'm going to go into a point of how that ties into like the polarity dynamic within the relationship. If you don't know what polarity means, it just means the dynamic between two opposites, like the dynamic, between two opposites, like a masculine and feminine energy. So there's polarity within ourselves, masculine and feminine energy, but there's also polarity within relationship. And so I'm going to get into that a little bit later of how women who are deeply grounded in their masculine energy communicate with their partners and their men in their lives, and it can instantly turn a man off. And I know, gentlemen, you've all felt this before. If you got into a relationship with a woman who wants to always give you advice, who wants to always lead in some way, who wants to always change you, who's controlling, who maybe even a little bit manipulative, like give you ultimatums and shit to make you try to change, which never works, right? And so I want to go into that a little bit around that and how that type of communication and action is just a woman being in her masculine energy because for some reason she feels guarded and she doesn't trust you. And how I know when someone talks to you like this, or a woman is in that energy with you, it can create a lot of friction and tension, resentment, bitterness, anger, arguments in relationship. And I know how that feels because I've watched people that I've worked with that are in couple dynamics. I've witnessed it in person, how when a woman does that, how that makes a man feel. And I'm deeply compassionate to the struggles with that. And opposite, men, you have some things that you can learn as well about communicating with women. But the title of this is, do women know how to communicate with men? And I will say, do women know how to communicate with men effectively? And when we're in our masculine energy and coming to that space, our relationship, our romantic relationship with that energy, no. My answer is no. We don't know how to communicate with you effectively because it usually doesn't work from that energy. It takes us having to dip down and bring our feminine energy forward to be able to communicate in a way with you that's going to land. If that makes sense, let me know. So we're 8 minutes in. I'll get into it. First, I want to go over the primary love needs. So in Gary Chapman's book is like the 5 love languages. In the book written by John Gray, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, he calls them the primary love needs. But I wrote this down because I thought it was important for you to see. I don't know if you can see it. I'll go to side with women. So with women's primary love needs is caring, understanding, respect, devotion, validation, reassurance. I know I write like a serial killer / kindergarten student, so bear with me on the writing. You can always drop a comment below. Let me know you can't read it or not. And then men's primary needs are trust, acceptance, appreciation, admiration, approval, and encouragement. And if you disagree, let me know in the comments what you think could be added to this list. Or if you agree and Dr. John Gray was right on point, let me know in the comments below. But the reason why I brought this up is because it's important for us to know that about men and women, just as a whole, just in general, just have a self-awareness around it so that we can learn how to properly communicate and effectively communicate with each other. And the thing is, what women end up doing, we end up communicating with you of how we want to be communicated, how we want to be communicated to, and or what we just think is going to be appropriate communication, but maybe we're doing it from our own wounds from the past or our own inner child little girl wounds, right? Because really we're just in fear that you're going to leave or abandon us, or that you don't understand and don't care. And when a woman is not aware of that, of course she's going to be in her masculine, guarding her heart, guarding everything, and feeling that she needs to take control and take the lead because she doesn't trust you. She doesn't trust you to lead. She doesn't trust that you're going to change. She possibly doesn't trust that you love her enough to take this relationship or to do the things that you get to take care of and do as a man out here in the world and as a man in this relationship with her. And sometimes it's not even really about you. It's just the fact that she's been hurt by the masculine so many times that she ends up going into that non-trusting energy, which makes her stand really firm and lean into her masculine energy more. And maybe she's comfortable with that because that type of her being in that masculine energy out in the world allows her to get shit done, allows her career to soar, allows nobody to hurt her in the workforce or in friendships or just out in the world being a woman trying to navigate through this thing we call life, this game we call life that we're all in this sandbox playing together. So I want you to understand that, guys. Sometimes when women come to you in that strong masculine defense, it's a coping and guarding response mechanism from all the past shit we've had to deal with. So I just want you to understand how her not understanding your primary love needs goes into her polarity and her just being in her masculine. So let's move forward. I'm going to talk about when a woman does not when a woman does not understand your primary love needs and is also bringing her own wounds and trauma and stuff into the relationship. Of course, it's going to influence how she's communicating with you. And like I said, it might not always be about you. It might just be she's putting up her guard because she doesn't know how to trust. When we feel trusting, first we got to feel safe in a relationship. But when we feel trusting and safe of the man that we're with, it gives a woman an opportunity to drop into her feminine and to be like, okay, I don't have to lead. I don't have to like correct him. I get to love and accept him for who he is, the man he is now, and trust that as I work on myself and work on my stuff and grow as myself as a woman and grow in this relationship, that he's going to also just start to grow and change on his own. Because here's the thing, ladies, men don't want to be changed. Especially if they're coming with the mindset, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So they don't like unsolicited advice, right? Am I correct, fellas? Please drop a 1 in the comments if that's true. So one thing you can do is to remember, if you're trying to improve him in any way, and gentlemen, if you're witnessing this is what you can do, right? Remember that men don't want unsolicited advice. They more need our love and our acceptance and our compassion for where they are. And to bring that through in the relationship, to use that and harness that type of energy and communication through our feminine energy so that he won't feel defensive or attacked. Because there's two type of men, how they take on change and getting unsolicited advice from women. They're either going to get very defensive and resist the change as soon as you make the suggestion, or they're going to passively take on the change, try to change like a little bit just to satisfy you and hear you shut your mouth, and then completely forget that they took on that new habit and instantly drop it. And then you're going to get pissed off again because that man who passively took on that change, he did it not for himself. He did it just to satisfy you in some way, shape, or form. He didn't do it from his own volition, from his own desire, from his own wanting to do it. So of course that habit is not going to stick because he doesn't want to do it first and foremost for himself. So just remember that. And guys, if a woman is coming to you with that type of energy, what I encourage you to do, and you can just take this on, try it on like a pair of sneakers, right? If they don't fit, throw out the advice. It's just a framework. But what you can do is depending on the mood he's in, if your woman is trying to lead and suggest and give you unsolicited advice at a time that it's just like, this is really a no, take a deep breath and reassure her that you got it under control, that you're going to handle it, that you can you're steering the ship, and you got it. Like, give her some reassurance so that she can so that she can try to come into her feminine energy and take a breath. Maybe even tell her, and after she finishes trying to lead you, like, can you do me a favor? Just take a deep breath so you can calm yourself. It's okay. You don't have to tell me how to park or where to park. We're going to get to this event on time, because it can even get to that point. Reassure her that you got it, that you're going to handle it, that you got it taken care of. And if you can't do it in that moment, take a breath with her and be like, I need some time to think. I'm going to step out and clear my head. When I come back, let's have this conversation. Or when I come back, we can schedule a time where it works best for us to have this conversation when we're not heated and ready to like slit each other's throats, right? When we're in a better place, when we're in a more calm place. See if you can say that and express your truth and your masculinity within that moment, because she needs that. She needs that reassurance, right? So that's just a bit of suggestion. Like I said, you can do it a few different ways in the moment, in real time, or in real time, tell her, take a breath. I need to step out and clear my head and think for a moment based on all the stuff you're telling me. When I come back, let's talk about it, or let's schedule a time where we can really talk about it when we're not in a heated argument and trying to like get our point across and talk over each other, et cetera, et cetera. And so remember, when you as a woman, or when your woman is offering unsolicited advice, remind her to practice like patience with you, right? To let her know that she can share her feelings honestly, but at the end, she doesn't have to give you like unsolicited advice around how to fix the situation. I think that's kind of really about it of where I want to go into this. I don't want to go too deep into it. I'm thinking about maybe doing a more private workshop around Zoom on it. But what I want to tell you also is, because I am a coach that mostly works with men, and I know you may be apprehensive because I'm also a woman and a female, I want you to know that in the coaching sessions, in the coaching work that I do with men, just to give you an idea, part of my job is to be a soundboard and to ask you questions so that we can help co-create the coaching together. I'm never going to be a person that's going to give you unsolicited advice, right? I'm always going to ask for the permission to give you the feedback, take it from there, or help you harness to come to that result on your own once we work through all the deep shadow work wounds and shit. So I just want to let you know that, because I know some men who find me on YouTube are apprehensive of listening to me because they assume just because I'm a woman, I'm instantly going to come at you through my masculine energy and give you all this unsolicited advice and feedback. And that's really not how I work. All the videos that I've made on this channel are coming from clients that have had problems with it, men that are asking me questions in the DMs, and doing my own research and coming from my own past experiences or with men, and seeing, what men are talking about in different comments on different platforms, not necessarily under my page or my channel. So it's a mixture of a few different things. So I want to reassure you, if you are thinking about coaching with me, trust I'm not going to come to you in those sessions with my masculine energy and be like, you need to do this, and you're not good enough. I understand that men don't want to hear that. I get it. And even if before you come to a coach, you probably tried to fix the situation 50 million different times on your own, and now you're realizing something's broke and you get to ask for support. So I just want to make that known. And say thank you again for joining me live. I hope this helped you a bit. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'm always in the comments looking to see what people are sharing, what questions are being asked, the feedback that I'm getting from this content. And I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for chiming in. Share this with a woman you think who can use it, or another man. And I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Ciao.